はい、よろしくお願いします。ちょっと初めてやるゲームです。ありわかります。もうね、一回やったんだけど、賛否両論あり。F を押すこと。えら。
You are utterly mad.
音作ってな。
Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
そういうさん、こんに
What
ち
happened
は。
here? Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The merry men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
愛があるのね。
cannot leave yet.
ま
I'm
だで
not finished here.
ミッタチブ、ボットさん、お知らせ、視聴者数が10人を突破しました。次は30人でお知らせします。
とりあえずどっかに。食べるの。これで。合うの合うね、ここが。なんかこれロックがあるぞ。ボタンがあるから食べないのか。解決と服。いない。
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
そこに。ボタンがある。
These footprints appear to be quite... It seems that the garden was well maintained. It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes?
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
社畜組例が入室しました。
To receiving visitors.
Oh no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
社畜組霊さん、探偵ゲームですか？
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Never mind.
Eh?
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you, madam.
certain.
It seems that the garden was well maintained. These foot
うくんおぼろ月夜さん、こんちゃー、シャーロックホームズですか？
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care.
初めて。
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
うくんおぼろ月夜さん、グラフィック、リアルー。
You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Now, a mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
What
a terrible way to die.
Ah.
This place is not covered with dust, like
ミ
the
ッタ
rest
チ
of
ブ、
the
ボッ
shelf.
トさん、お知らせ、視聴者数が30人を突破しました。次は50人でお知らせします。
Box or a small chest, perhaps.
社畜組レイさん、死に方がグロいですね。わら。
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. Harpoons for hunting. Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting. Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8. Rum, a sailor's drink. Someone drank from this glass recently. It seems that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death. Someone drank from this glass recently. The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work. This aroma is familiar.
What is this? 手だよね、これ。手だよね。
Yes, this is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors. The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship. This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon. The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
ないのこういう。
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey. These abbreviations mean something, but what? This wooden handle is plain and solid. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
何
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry. Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
チェルキー1109さん、こんちゃ。
These boots don't match the footprints.
犯人のあったとか
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky.
And why is that?
Because of last night's
チェルキー
attempted break-in.
1193、推理ゲー
Oof,
ありわからん。
you've lost me.
言ったと思う。
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha. So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. Hammerfest. Dundee. It's a whaling map.
Mr. Holmes?
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be that he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank you, madam.
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
チェルキー1193、うろうろおじさんわらわら。
Did you hear that? There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there. All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
レタスサラダが入室しました。
あーす。
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
レタスサラダが初見です。スタンプギフトを送りました。
I didn't.
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't.
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't. I'm not. It's a terrible mistake.
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But
in light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
解決？
T クラス職員ヒエナさん、まず麻酔銃で眠らせます。こんちは。
3秒？いやいや。いやいやいや。おお？終わったの？誰だ？何この気取り？何？
チェルキー1109さん、何か終わった？
まだ分かってない。
Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes?
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man.
チェルキー1109さん、私もその格好真似してみよ。
His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
俺話聞いてなかった。聞いてなかった。ごめん。
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes?
お前ら、言わんのか。
These are the suspect's belongings. The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's.
書いてあったよ。あ、これ。なんて書いてある？
From R. Dawson.
ピロタカさん、こんばんは。
あわーす。
To my friend, Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
お前この品を取っていいのか？
A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter
T
Carey's.
クラス職員ヒエナさん、じっちゃんはいつも一つ。
A handkerchief with the initials JHN.
じゃねえか、じゃあ2人です。じゃあ2人。
チェルキー1109さん、なんか混ざってる。ピロタカさん、昨日キャプチャーボード買いました。
A handkerchief with the initials JHN. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
No. あ、なんか俺バイオやってる。
Mr. Holmes?
Locked.
あれや。
0091、警視さん、こんにちは。
あす。まずて、
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know. I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan. The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner. The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
そうかな。あんの上の。はい、それ。高いと思ったんだよね。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、上着だけ交換なん。
なんか、
チェルキー1109さん、自分のじゃないのやろ。
発揮するが古い。 こ
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan.
果物大好きリンゴさん、こんにちは。
It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please let me go. I'm innocent.
推理ここで。
果物大好きリンゴさん、チェネキ、ヒエニキ、アラサンコン。
多分違うんだね。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、はい、こんちは。
何なの？あ、違う。だと思う。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、ここまでの証拠から3つの選択を選ぶんじゃない？
なんでんだと言ったよね。ああ。またなんだ。
チェルキー1193、つながってるやつをつなげて、つながらないやつは削除？
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
なんかね、ね、え
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、おじさんがおかしくなりました。
だよな。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、マイクが拾ってないのか喋ってないだけか。
てるよ。
ミッタチブ、ボットさん、お知らせ、視聴者数が50人を突破しました。次は100人でお知らせします。
マイク届いてない？
チェルキー1193、真剣なのよ。
超喋ってんだけど。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、だよなとしか。
ダメだ。つかなくなった。何か。
チェルキー1193、およよ。D クラス職員ヒエナさん、何か。
ダメだな。がおかしくなって、IME が、反応が ダメだ。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、めっちゃ喋ってるんやろな。
ないの？これ、オブス入って、こっち入ってんだけどな。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、俺だけおかしいんかな。
喋ってるの、けど、聞こえてないってこと？聞こえますか
？D クラス職員ヒエナさん、今聞こえてる。チェルキー1109さん、かすかに。
はい。喋ってんだけど、聞こえてないってこと？
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
今は聞こえる。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、俺には断片的にしか聞こえない。
聞こえますか？断片的にしか聞こえない。
チェルキー1109さん、今は普通よ。
多分ね、オブス。で、あと、
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、じゃあ俺だけおかしいのか。
あと、このゲームが裏画面行っちゃうと、フリーズしちゃうんすよ。
A map of London and the surrounding area. A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、アラさんのマイクだけ聞こえないんよな。
It is possible.
いや、今喋ってないで
If that is
す。
the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man Morphologically, I mean.
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
マイクの広げる範囲をでかくする。本を調べたらなんかわかるとか書いてあったな。
That is not the one I need. That is not the
何
one
こ
I
れ。
need.
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、聞こえるようになった。
何この中から選べってこと？価格じゃないよな。何か。
That is not. That is.
全部。
That is not.
わかんねえ。
That is. That is not the.
これかと思ったんだけど違ったよね。
That is. That is. That is not. That is not.
だから何を選ぶの
That is not the one I need. That is. That is. That. That.
全部調べてやる。
That is. That. That is not.
あ、違うよね。
That. That is.
歴史は関係ないと思うんだけど。
That. That is. That is. That is not. That is not. That is not. That. That is. That is not. That is not.
ないじゃん
That is not the one.
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、本棚そこだけ
That is not the one.
冷えにきナイス。これか。
That is not the
スト
one
ッチョ
I
が入
need.
室しました。
こんにちはーす。これか。倒産した。だから、アール・ドーソンっていうは、父さん
チェルキー1193、ナイスヒエタン。
ロシア・ネリガンっていう人が父さんなんだね、さっきの。そういうことかな
Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
ここを見ながら進めていかな
D
いと
クラス職員ヒエナさん、今回のゲームはいろいろ覚えとかないと積みそうだな。
これね、5人逮捕あるらしいです。 ないな。
This is where I keep
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、委任逮捕。チェルキー1193、5人逮捕。冤罪か。
ガチであるらしいです。
a map of London and the surrounding area. I need to take a harpoon with me.
で持ってった方がいい。
チェルキー1193、5人も捕まえたらやばい。
とかって言われたら、なんかそんなに楽しくない。死体はもうなくなったのね。あら、もういけるんじゃないのこれ。
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、シャーロック、ホームズとか好きな人にはいいかもしれんけどね。
イギリスの文化がわかんないとわかりづらいかもしれない。タバコの銘柄とかがさっき出てきたし。ってはい。
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test.
何これ？
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、まさかのアクションパート。
The harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through.
え？
チェルキー1193、真ん中に合わせてスイッチ。
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、一回失敗してるのに誇らしげ。
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
ん？
クプマーが入室しました。
あ、来まーす。そうだね。あ、もうない。あ、ここでヒントをまた探さないといけないのか。このシーンはこれで終わり？
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、一回がストーリー長そうだな。
多分、長いっすわ、これ。あら
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、前、コラボでやろうとした推理より断然長そう。
まだ君はここにいるの？はい。
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's
まあ、普通
disappearance.
に考えるとお父さんは怪しいよね。深い西ってどこやんの？
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、被告人全員檻に入れておこう。
1883. That's the one I need.
どうぞ。
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn. Log notes for June. Nothing unusual. Log notes for July. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away. Log notes for August. These pages. Log notes for June. This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn. Log note. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR, a torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
やれやれ。わあ。
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they're still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
全然わかんないんだ
You
け
do
ど。
that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
証券がどうとかって言ったら。いけないの？何？環境が覗けるよ。お？保安鏡じゃないな。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、誰得？
お？これは何？覗き？え？ごめん、俺ぽったり型がタイプだけど、あれは無理だわ。
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please? At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
うーん。全然面白いとは思わんないけど。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、これ、実際にシャーロック、ホームズである話なんかな？
多分ないと思う。
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
話聞いたこと
As
ないわ。
always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes, he refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, no?
Breathtaking.
まず、ミスターホームズ聞こ
Mr. Holmes?
う。これか？
These are the suspect's belongings. Liam Hurtley's old boots. They're a size 9.5. The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals.
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、ホームズ、ねっとり。
これは先に弁解した方がいいのか？いや、弁解した方がいいのか？
果物大好きリンゴさん、誕生日なのに暑いからダラダラして寝っ転がって配信見てるけど、 アイス食べたい。
アイス。はい。
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you, but you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
また、エロチックなこの場面を探すのね。だと、和紙のって、和紙じゃん。何これ？冠柄が入ったハンカチ。冠柄って何？あー、鳥ね。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、庭師ってそんなに特徴的な手なんかね。
That's all for now.
ああ、わかんない。だいたい、ほら、日本の庭師って、足袋とか履いてるじゃん。まず、靴は合わせると。
These boots match the footprints exactly.
Yaku?
The sea unicorn. She was the ship.
いや。
Dundee.
楽して調べる方。
A new suspect, but this one refuses to talk. This case is more interesting than I first imagined.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order. to perform a chain reaction. First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
なんてなん
First
て
condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
おお。で、で、失敗したら終わるのかな。
Done. Now I can proceed further.
ことだよね。はい。
Let us see if the content of this letter sheds a little light upon the mystery.
お。
I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
に頼まれたようにか。は厳重にしておいたよ。だがもう一度考え。たちのおい。違うの？絶対そうだと思った。絶対そうだと思ってた。違うの？違うの？ なんとなく分かってきたんだけど、
Please tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof?
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、これ犯人分かっても証拠不十分って可能性もあるんかな。
あるんかな。
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
違うのか。なし。よね。
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven,
チェルキー1109さん、子供と風呂からただいま。
I don't
帰
remember.
り。
What would I be doing there anyway?
because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、間違えても戻してくれるならだいぶ優しいな。
優しいね。
embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
all right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
So tell me, Mr.
チェルキー1109さん、バッドエンドにはならないんやね。
Hide? What are you talking about?
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one, but it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley. That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads, but now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
あっげえな。俺もっと短いと思ってたんだよな。調べるの？お？
Someone drank from this glass recently.
X 棒、タナトスですが入室しました。D クラス職員ヒエナさん、わかる場所だけ相手に聞かせて、あたかもその先が読めてるかのように相手を誘導したな。X 棒、タナトスです。3、チワース。
あ、庭部って言ってた。あ。このおばちゃんずっと。
Lock.
チェルキー1109さん、シャーロック・ホームズは、やるよね、そういうこと。かまどもんぬマッチさん、コンチャース。
Stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Thank you, madam.
OK。
Let's see what could be hidden here.
はい、これタイガーアイみたいなの押さないといけないのね。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、そういう誘導尋問するところが探偵っぽいな。
あるやん。箱じゃないの？え？何にもないよ。タイガーアイ、発やん？だから下ってごらん。
Let us see what is in this box.
来たよ。帰るって。なんだよ、意味がわかんないぞ。まず全てを回転させたのに。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、爆発したら面白いな。
意味がわかった。若干意味がわかった。これを、まず、これは交互だね。で、
チェルキー1109さん、パズルみたいね。
ああ、なるほど。すべてを回転させて何？
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、パズルゲーは好きだな。下手だけど。
わかった、かったかった。やっとわかった。やっとわかった。あれ回んねえよ。
久保翔子さん、こんばんは。
こんばんはーす。こういうことだよね。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、そこ小窓と短い線でいいんじゃない？久保翔子さん、何これ？ D クラス職員ヒエナさん、会えたわ。
それはわかる。それは付き合ってたのはわかる。
チェルキー1109さん、さすが。
付き合ってたのはわかってんだよ。 をお母さんに見せればいいのね。お母さん。
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
What are you talking about?
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、この手紙を読んで庭師が殺したのかってなりそう。
いや、関係ないんじゃないかな。
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
What are you talking about?
警察が来るから隠してねって。
Mrs.
あのか
Carey,
な
we found your
なんだけど。
letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
そうだと思ったよね。簡単に俺が思ったんだけど。いや、それはない。それはない。それはないと思うんだけど。いや、違う。俺はそうは思ってない。これで犯人はハートリーにしちゃいかん。俺の推理は違う。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、そこで分岐させていくのか。
こっちと思ってる。こうやって分けていくんだね。こうなる。だよね。うん。これはこっちと思う。あ、違う、こっちか。で、
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、赤いのは矛盾なのかな？
矛盾らしいっす。あ、なんか、ちょっと楽しくなってきたぞ。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、このゲームは、ソロでじっくりやると楽しそう。
お！撮ってるおっちゃん登場。
Mr. Holmes?
I'm not saying another word.
Mr. Holmes?
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
あ、そっか。
D クラス職員シエナさん、ホームズ、ネットリテーキ。
Mr. Holmes, we found the sailors from that list you gave us.
Well done, Wiggins. Let me see. This is interesting. Let us review the other sailors now. This man is a harpooner, and his initials are PC, the same initials that were found on the tobacco pouch.
タバコのあれも。
Wiggins, could you gather some information on one of the sailors that you found? His name is Patrick Cairns.
しばらくし
We found Patrick Cairns.
Good job, Wiggins. Where is he?
He lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub, where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Excellent. Here is your reward. 2 guineas.
Thank you, sir.
If I wish to speak to Cairns without alarming him, I had better dress as a sailor.
ここで変装しろってことか。
Now I can approach Cairns and see if he recognizes the pouch.
走ってこんなったのかな。
D クラス職員シエナさん、変装
Hello there.
なの
Are you
か？
Cairns?
What do you want?
We've heard all about the gambling on arm wrestling here. You seem like the likely sort, and I'm up for it.
I start at 10 shillings.
Suits me.
で、勝たないといけないの？わかんねえよこれ。
D クラス職員シエナさん、なんかウィッチャーみたいだな。
負ける。どうすりゃいいの？
D クラス職員シエナさん、音楽に合わせて動くおっさん。
That's the arm that killed 100 whales. Care to lose another 10 shillings?
コツがあるの？
I'm ready to try
え、
again.
コツがあるの？表情で読むの？
If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
チェルキー1109さん、顔で判断するんかな。 D クラス職員ヒエナさん、持久力切れるで。
わかんない。わかんない。わかんない。
That's the arm that killed 100 whales. Care to lose another 10
お前
shillings?
スペースを押すってなんだろう。
I'm ready to try again. Fine. If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
気になったんだよね。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、10シリングっていくらなんだろ。
飛ばすって何これ。いや。あ、これは攻めてる状態か。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、今の10円なのか。安いな。
わかんない。出て。
チェルキー1193、ギューってしてない時に倒せそう。
No problem with that.
ギューってしてない時ね。
ミッタチブ、ボットさん、お知らせ。視聴者数が100人を突破しました。次は300人でお知らせします。
うわー、落ちるよ。これスペースで飛ばしたらどうなんの？これわかんない。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、イベント自体すっ飛ばすんじゃない。
これイベントなのかな？飛ばしてみようか。
I'm ready to try again. Fine. If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
難しいよ。表情は全然倒す、持ちこたえる、不動状態。不動状態がわかんない。うん。 ブー。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、なんか2回勝たないとダメみたい。
おお、圧までやる。
シャンさんが入室しました。
皆さんこんにちはっす。
おたべが入室しました。
こんにちはっす。 やったやったやったやっと勝てた。
You were lucky. I wasn't focused. Let's go again.
I'm ready to try
え、もう一回やらない、本当に一回やらないといけないの？
If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
タチャンカ心理教、積み木が入室しました。
よし。よしよしよしよし。
Well, good for you, I reckon. You're stronger than you look. Here's your 10 shillings.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good winner as well. That's good. Let's have a drink. You're a good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
A harpooner. Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Of course. It's been a dozen years since I've sailed. I've seen everything. Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger. We sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
Black Peter, you say? I've heard rumors about that one.
He was the worst of them all. He was a liar and violent too. Swinging those fists of his around. He was a tyrant and not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
I see. Yes. I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Tell me, and let's have another drink.
It was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our
T クラス職員ヒエナさん、おめっとう。
We saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was
あ
only
り
one
がとう
man
っす。
on it, and he wasn't a sailor. The crew must have thought that she'd foundered, and they made for the Norwegian coast in the dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board.
And who was he?
I don't know. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a tin box.
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger was that on the second night, he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland Lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. Those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Of course.
Ah, まずこれ。は、こいつ目。こいつ目って関係あんの？良い腕。まあ。
Back in a second. I'm off to the Kazi.
I'll be here with my drink.
トイレどこ？だった。あ。辛いね、これ。ここに行くった？
Here it is. Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod.
サイバミクさん、再販やめました。
He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners.
ま
I'll tell him
あ、
about you.
Maybe.
マジっすか。
If you like, aye.
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
マジっすかしか言えない。ここで報告されても。理由は聞かない方がいいっすよね。
サイバミクさん、仕事が忙しくなってすみません。またやるかもしませんがよろしくお願いします。
あ、了解です。壊したとは限らないけど。
サイバミクさん、だけどアラさんは応援してます。頑張ってください。
ありがとうございます。そう、この振りブリキの感がわからない。多分ここで、これにしたら、矛盾するか。まだ証拠は俺の中では不十分だな。 気になるのが有価証券のやつどっかで見た。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、ワトソン君は何か言わないんかな。
ワトソンは何も言わないっすね。
You met Patrick Cairns, the harpooner. Do you believe he's the murderer?
言わないから。
My analysis tape. My archive. I can all. My.
行き詰まったぞ。これがこいつだよね。これがまだ分かってないんだよね。
Mr. Holmes?
何かを忘
These
れ
are the suspect's belongings. I wonder if these are connected. Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
そうとも言えねえんだよな。だよな、矛盾。よかった。男が2人で協力してあった場合も同じような効果。まだ。いやー、犯人はあの男には見えないんだけどな。 でも接点がないんだよな、そうなると。二人共謀ってことになると。ってことは現場に
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、混乱してるな。
混乱しますわ、これ。これでいくと、ここは接点がつながんないから、でもまだ証拠がね、もしかしたら話さないといけないかもしれない。話せるんだかな。
Not saying another word.
話せる話せる。
Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, what exactly were you hoping to find inside Peter Carey's cabin?
I was trying to find some information about my father.
違うのね。
Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, what exactly were you hoping to find inside Peter Carey's cabin?
I was trying to find some information about my father.
I assume you had another purpose, to retrieve the bond certificates. Am I correct?
Yes. I discovered some time ago that a few of the missing securities had reappeared on the London market. You can imagine my amazement. I spent months trying to find them, and at last I discovered that the original seller had been Captain Peter Carey. These papers, they belong to my family, but I could not find them there.
That's all for now. Well, I will see you soon, young man.
悩むな。ないんだよな。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、俺は腕相撲の下り検索して、犯人知っちゃったから何も言えないな。
ダメよ、ダメよ。あら、まだある。
チェルキー1109さん、調べたんかい？
一個一個考えていこう。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、いや、腕相撲の書き方書いてあるかなって見たら犯人も書いてあった。 が入室しました。
さん、こんにちは。まあ、でも、いやー、わかんねえなー。多分もうここで犯人、証拠が集まったよってことなんだと思うんだよね。となると、こう考えれるんだよね。やっぱり。で、動機は、で、いや、手紙を取り戻そうとか、手帳を取り戻す必要ないもんね。あ、でもあるか。落としたんだったらあるか。記載されてるもんね、番号。それを調べてた手帳を現場に落とした。殺害の、いや、待って、落とした。あ、こう。これ絡まないんだよな。タバコ入れはなんであったのか。何のためにじゃあ殺したのってなっちゃうよね。槍を投げれる人ね。槍っていうのあれ。おう。これ。あ、何？やっぱもう犯人探すんだろうな。ヒデならいけるか。いやー、わかんねえけども、これ多分、面にはいけないんだろうな。 調べていこう。高価な有価証券は盗まれた武器の中に保管されていた。そのブリキの保管はどこにあるんだ？ブリキの缶ってあれかな？手紙が入ってたやつかな？ってことは、うん。ちょっと待ってよ。ことになるんだよ。俺の中では。これ。パトリック・ケアンズは
目隠し団さん、珍しいのやってますね。こんばんは。
お疲れ様です。酔って荒れ狂っている。俺はこっち。わからん。いいや、もう。だってそうでしょ？酒の瓶が2つあったから、いたのは間違いないよね。タバコも置いてあった。
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、さんどうなるかな？ D クラス職員ヒエナさん、さあどうなるかな？
Good afternoon. I must be at the wrong address. I'd like to speak with a ship's captain, a Captain Ahab. Is that you?
No, my name is Sherlock Holmes.
That detective fella? So, you wanted to see me?
That is correct. We need to talk.
About what?
About Black Peter, who was killed in his own hut with a harpoon.
You know, don't you?
Yes.
How?
The tobacco pouch. You recognized it.
Oh, the sailor. It was you. Unbelievable. Well, fine. I confess. But if you really do know everything, you should also know that I didn't want to kill him. He made me do it.
I know. Did you know about this story with the bond certificates? Did you need money?
Yeah. I just wanted him to cough up a little silver. I'm out of work, and I thought maybe he could help me. Well, he refused outright, and he insulted me. I reminded him I
だ
knew
から多
all
分
about
脅し
that
たっ
murder
て
he
こと
committed
か
at sea
な？
in
脅して金を取ろうとしたか
Then he
な？
got mad when I spoke about his treasure. I barely just had time to throw the harpoon at him before he could jump at me with his knife. You know the truth. What will you do now?
I ask that you return the bond certificates. Keep some of them. You will need them in your exile. It is better that you leave the country for a few years.
And you won't say anything to the police?
I will not say anything as long as you return the money.
Well, I'll do as you ask. But what about Inspector Lestrade?
I will deal with him. Goodbye.
It's good that you asked me to come, Mr. Holmes. We do need to talk.
About what?
What do you mean? Our case, Mr. Holmes. You sent me a message via your little thug.
His name
ああ、
is
そう
Wiggins.
いうことなのか。放免するっていうのは、見
Well,
逃
Mr. Holmes, tell me, who is our murderer and where is he?
The morgue.
Eh?
His name is, or rather was, Pablo Coventrao. He was also on the ship with Peter Carey, and he was a harpooner. I'll tell you everything, Inspector, but do calm down. Mrs. Hudson will bring us tea and orange cake.
Orange cake?
これ、
You're spoiling me,
どう
Mr.
なんだろう
Holmes.
ね。
That's my favourite.
ちゃんと
Mr.
罪を
Holmes.
償わせた方がよかっ
Inspector
たのかな。
Lestrade told me that I should thank you for clearing my name. He also said that you were waiting for me here. I came as fast as I could. I cannot thank you enough. It is all because of you that this nightmare is finally over.
I believe that this belongs to you.
My father's securities. Incredible. But how did you get them?
It would take far too long to explain.
Tell me. This is extraordinary. You are a genius.
Then that may serve as an explanation. Goodbye, Mr. Nelligan, and good luck.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes. And thank you. 1,000 times thank you.
T クラス職員ヒエナさん、これ今後の展開変わるんかな。
別の結末を選ぶ、やってみようか。最初からってことないよね。
T クラス職員ヒエナさん、ちゃんと別のルートも見せてくれる優しいシステム。
If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Holmes, could you explain it to me?
As I informed you on our way here, Patrick Cairns is the murderer of Black Peter.
Why bring me here? Wouldn't it be better if we were out looking for him?
That would be futile, as he will be with us in approximately 12 seconds.
Oh, well, if this is your idea of humour.
No, I just heard the front door. Prepare yourself.
Good day, gentlemen. A young lad gave me a note from Captain Ahab. Am I at the right address? Is he here?
Indeed, it is the correct address. But in place of your captain, may I present to you Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard?
That means...
It means, my friend, that you are arrested for the murder of Black Peter.
What? What? A trap? You think you can take me?
Here now. We'll have none of that.
果物大好きリンゴさん、アラさんの配信まだ続いてた。わらわら。
おお、なになになになになにこれなにこれなにこれ
Lestrade, are you all right? Are you able to stand?
Oh, my jaw. Gore. He took me by surprise, Mr.
T クラス職員ヒエナさん、唐突なくて。
Yes, he was lucky.
But you got him.
It was remarkably easy. He lost his balance after he struck you.
And you practice boxing, I know. You must have hit him hard. Our fellow is knocked out.
We should call for a police cab and then take you to the hospital.
Yes, well, no need for a hospital. I would prefer to keep this between us. You know.
Of course, Inspector.
なんなんだ
The
この
case
茶番
is
劇。
closed.
いやー、俺としては、一番、最初の、
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、こっちだと、証券も渡さないのか。
そうなっちゃうから、やっぱり最初のやつがいいんじゃないかな。だって正当防衛でしょ。ねえ、そう考えようよ。正当防衛にしよう。ねえ。これ、飛ばせないのかな。ちなみに、冷えにき、これ正解なの？
Good afternoon.
No.
飛ばすね。
Yes.
How?
I ask that you return the bond certificates. Keep some of them. You will need them in your exile.
チェルキー1193、聞くんかいわらわら。D クラス職員ヒエナさん、犯人自体は正解。
だよね。自白したもんね。
It's good that you asked me to come, Mr. Holmes. We do need to talk.
でも、これ、後半になるにつれて面白いよ。これ、続編もあるんですよね。
His name.
Orange.
だって、
Mr. Holmes.
これが、ハッピーじゃん全体的に。80%。終わり？エンディングとかないの？
This trip to the countryside will be good for you, Holmes. As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete change of scene.
D クラス職員ヒエナさん、残り2割は適当かな。
Chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. I mean, certainly it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is. The one we're going to visit.
He is a bee lover.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees? That must be Mrs. Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There is someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
Mycroft.
Sherlock.
Oh, Mr. Holmes? Perhaps you don't remember me. I'm Dr. Watson. We met at the Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
He does remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
We are about to depart for the train station.
I know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the crown itself. You must help us with those methods of yours.
Need help.
兄貴だろ。
Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people, and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That is the point. You think exactly as they do.
Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
メリーダン。
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something diabolical. Your country needs you.
You need me, Mycroft, and you are not the country. Although if your waistline expands very much further.
Mrs. Hudson, tea will not be necessary. Dr. Watson, the train conductor, Mr. Parker, is aware that you will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you. Sherlock, enjoy your time in Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
はい。とりあえず、なんか次やったのかな、事件解決かな、とりあえず。じゃあ、次はまた後日やります。疲れた。何時？もう7時やん。3時間ぐらいやってるよ、これ。はい。じゃあ、今日はこれで終わりたいと思います。ご視聴ありがとうございました。あり
P クラ
がとうございました。
ス職員シエナさん、お疲れ。果物大好きリンゴさん、お疲れようです。チェルキー1109さん、おつん。目隠し団さん、おつ。